Let me tell you a little bit about him. His name is Martez English. He's from Atlanta, Georgia. He's been doing comedy for a couple of years. And he's ready for Bang Bang Music Group. And you can find this nigga at Thundercat79 on Facebook. Ain't that a bitch? I thought I was a Thundercat, Martez. No, I'm not. Coming to the stage is Martez English. Let's give it up. Make some damn noise.
What's going on, y'all? What's happening? Nice crowd. Shouts out to Oakcliff, Alter Ego, Squirt Entertainment in the house. They had me here early. She said I'll be opening up. I was moving tables around, sweeping. They had me in the back doing dishes and shit. You know, everybody say, hey, break a leg on stage. But what if you actually break a leg? Then what happened? They gonna apologize and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? And then she tried to give me some advice, said, hold the microphone like you did. That shit ain't gonna work. First of all, I don't hold the mic to my, you know what I'm saying, to my lips like that. Female comedian gave me that damn advice. Then they said, try to imagine everybody naked. That shit ain't gonna work either. You know what I'm saying? But shouts out all to beautiful ladies in the house. I'm single. I like doing things for beautiful ladies. Christmas Eve, I bought this lady. I went to Target, right? Because Target got the sales and shit. So I'm like, let me do something nice, you know? Let me get this lady some perfume. She brought out some perfume. It was a $50 bottle. I'm like, nah, it's a little bit too much. She brought out a $35 bottle. I said, nah, it's a little bit too much either. What else she got? She brought out a $15 bottle. I said, I don't think you understand. I'm gonna need you to show me something cheap. She brought me back a mirror. So I was pissed off at that shit. So what I did, I decided to fuck with the security guard on my way out. I had one of them big New York jackets and big bubble coats, you know what I'm saying, because it was December. So I walked outside and I walked right to the security guard, right where he's at the door, and I just looked at him. And just ran out. Just ran out the parking lot, just running around like I had something. And he caught me like, hey, open your jacket. Open my jacket. I'm like, man, I ain't got shit. He's like, why the hell are you running? Like, man, shit, I thought she needed exercise. And he did. He was fat in the motherfucker. But shouts out to all the people with kids. You know, I don't think I was right because as a kid, I got circumcised at a young age. I got circumcised in the 3rd grade. And what had happened, I don't think I should be telling y'all this, but the next day I went to school and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because we was on Medicaid back in the day. My mom really didn't have no job, but y'all know what people on Medicaid know what it is. But I was in the back just scratching that shit. I was just scratching it. She said, hey, Martez, you gonna have to get up and go to the principal's office and like, hey, you got to call your mom. So I called my mama and I came back in the class and then everybody surrounded me in the back. And the teacher come back there and I got my dick out. And she's like, what? Did I tell you to call your mama? I'm like, yeah, I called my mama. She told me to stick it out till she get here. And she'll come and pick me up. I got some crazy nieces and nephews too. My little nephew, he went on Christmas vacation. And the teacher, he came back, he's in kindergarten. The teacher was like, explain your vacation using big words. He's like, I went to Nana's house. I'm like, no. Use big words. Okay, I went to Grandma's house. What did y'all do? We went to the mall, we rode the choo-choo train. Like, no, use big words. Okay, we rode the train. We saw a movie. What movie y'all went to see? Winnie the Shit. He couldn't say poo, you know what I'm saying? I got a little niece who's crazy too. Little niece, what she did is, we was in the garden and we was just chilling. And she saw these 2 daddy long legs and they was mating. And she said, Uncle Ted, what are these 2 spiders doing? I said, well, they're mating. You know, they haven't, you know, they mated. And she said, well, what are they? I said, that's a daddy long leg. She said, what's the other one? I said, that's a daddy long leg. And then she went, I said, we ain't having none of that gay shit around here. I love to give advice. I have a neighbor, her tomatoes wasn't growing right. So she asked me for advice. She said, hey Tez, how do I make my tomatoes grow right? You know, I said, you know, I read a lot of books. So I said, hey, this is what you do. You dance around naked at midnight on a full moon, and the next morning your tomatoes will be right. So she did that shit. Next thing she know, the next morning I said, hey, how are your tomatoes? Said, my tomatoes are still mushy. My cucumber grew 6 inches. I give advice to people at work. I tell them, hey, never hold your farts in because they travel up your spine to your brain, and that's where they get shitty ideas from. Yeah, what's going on? I read a lot of the news. They legalized weed in Colorado and Washington. So now when you go to McDonald's, you can get a number 4, some fries, an apple pie, McSkunk, and some McCush. And you can supersize it. But you know what McDonald's don't sell? Is hot dogs. You never heard nobody saying they're going to supersize their McWing. Yeah, what is healthcare? Healthcare, Obamacare, 2014, if y'all know, if you have insurance, they're going to start charging you $300 every time you go to the doctor. And there was these 4 women at my job, and they had personality disorders, so they went to the doctor, and the first woman, the doctor evaluated each one of them off the spot based off their little application they filled out. He said, hey, you're addicted to candy because you named your daughter Candy. He told the second woman, you're addicted to alcohol because you named your daughter Brandy. He told the third woman, you're addicted to cars because you named your daughter Mercedes. About that time, the fourth woman starts to gather her things and looks at her son and says, come on, Dick, let's go. But people can't afford health care nowadays, so they go into these Chinese doctors on Harry Hines, right? I had this partner I work with. He went over to Thailand. He saw the hangover too. He's like, I'm going to go over to Thailand and get my motherfucking prick on. So he came back and he had this disease called Mongolian VD. I ain't never heard of that shit, but his balls was like blue and purple. So he went to the American doctor. The American doctor was like, hey, we're going to have to amputate you. He's like, nah, you ain't cutting off my thing. I might get a second opinion. He went to the Chinese doctor. Oh, yeah, very, very bad. You have Mongolian VD. And the American doctor, he's like, well, the American doctor said, you're going to have to cut it off. He's like, no, they don't want money. All you have to do, wait 3 days and fall off by itself. It's another lady went to American doctor. She went to American doctor because she was ugly and she couldn't find nobody to get on a date with her or whatever. So she thought something was wrong with an American doctor, so she decided to go with a Chinese doctor. Chinese doctor had to put on a gown and like, okay, this is what you do. You go to this room, okay? Crawl over here and crawl over there. Oh, very, very bad. You have the Zachary Disease. She said, the Zachary Disease, what is that? When your face look exactly like your ass. Had my first threesome the other day. I jacked off with both hands. I found that very entertaining, but it's different styles of sex. I overheard this one style is called Rodeo Style. And I was in a bar in Fort Worth, and it was these 2 guys talking. He's like, hey, G, have you ever did your wife Rodeo Style? Like, what is that? Well, you hit her from the back. You're doing your thing. And right when she about to come, you lean over here and say, his pussy's almost good as your sister's. And you hold on for it. Yeah, but ladies, you gotta have a man in your life that'll make you laugh because he can give one thing that you ain't never had, and that's called a laugh gasm. And what that is, let's say you're hitting it from the back, and you gotta tell her a funny joke, but you know, not just any joke, a funny joke. You hit it from the back, you got your stroke in, and you say, what happens when the Pillsbury Dough, what do you see when the Pillsbury Doughboy bends over? And she's gonna look back and say, huh? Donuts. And she's gonna let her laugh and go, yeah, so donuts. Every time she ride past a Krispy Kreme, she creaming now. You know what I'm saying? I love online dating, you know what I'm saying? Because I can say I'm 6'5", and then when they meet me, I'm actually 5'6", so I can just always say typo. But I met this one lady online, and what she said is, hey, I'm independent. I like to do my own thing, and she wanted me to go out on a date, and she said, let's go Dutch. I said, Dutch? What does that mean? I said, she said, when you pay your way and I pay my way. I was like, all right, cool. I didn't know what it meant at first because I ain't Irish and I don't jump rope. So we went out to a nice place, the Omni Hotel. I'm doing a big steak and lobster dinner. And then the next thing I know, the bill come. She get her bill, she pay cash. Get my bill, I pay coupon. I got a little coupon, buy one, get one free. She look at me like, how you gonna pay in coupon? What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? I said, you can pay in cash, credit, or coupon. She said, how you gonna do me like this, look like a broke ass Drake? I said, well, I ain't paid for this shit, so I ain't got no worries. I ain't got no worries. I ain't got no worries. But before I got out here, I want to tell y'all, life is like a camera. You gotta focus on what's important, capture the moments, develop from the negatives, and if things don't work out, you can always take another shot. Peace and love, I'm Tez.